The coronavirus has led us all to ask many questions. Questions such as why did it come? When will it end? What is the best way to respond? The coronavirus has led us all to ask many questions, and we've all been quick to give answers. Why did it come? The scientists have given us a scientific explanation related to the bats of China. Whereas philosophers would describe the purpose of the coronavirus as a reset button for the world. When will it end? Some say 4 weeks, some say 4 months. Everyone prays it'll end soon. What is the best way to respond? Some say would say do nothing. Some would say we're doing too little. Some would say stock up on toilet paper and roll everything and hope everything will be okay. Why, when, what, where, and how are questions that are constantly being answered on Facebook and on the news. But the reality is, none of us actually knows. Job in the Bible was a man who asked many why, when, what, where, and how type questions. He asked these questions because Job suffered a lot. And whenever we are suffering, all of these different types of questions enter our mind. Job asked, why would God allow this to happen? Job asked, when would his suffering end? Job asked, where was God in this situation? Job asked, what was God's purpose in it all? But take note, Job never received an answer to any of these questions. Job never received an answer to any of these why and when and what and where and how type questions that he had. But there was one answer that helped him survive. Not a question related to why or when or what, but a question related to who. Who was still in control? Who possessed all wisdom? Who could Job still trust? The answer to these questions was the Lord God. God was still in control. God's wisdom and power was still at work. God was still there no matter how much suffering clouded Job's view. If you read the book of Job, you'll discover that though, yes, Job felt the pain of his suffering, and though he still struggled to comprehend God's wisdom in it all, by the end of Job's story, when Job met God face to face, Job spoke to God these words: I put my hand over my mouth. I spoke once, but I have no answer. Twice, but I will say no more. I know that you can do all things. No purpose of yours can be thwarted. Surely I spoke of things I did not understand, things too wonderful for me to know. Job, at the end of his story, Job left all his why, when, and what type questions with God, choosing to devote his attention to the God who he and we can trust. God's wisdom is greater than ours. God's power is still able to work through suffering for our good. And God, our all-wise, all-powerful, and all-good God, is someone on whom we can all depend. You may never receive an answer to the your why or what or when type questions, but one question you can answer for yourself is who. Who is in control? Who can I trust? The answer to all those questions is God.